Welcome back. Here we are at the Cagesiders with Jeremy Long and myself. Jeremy, I know that you got a chance to talk to my fighter Alessandro Ricci a little bit.
Yeah, I sure did, man. We caught up with Alessandro after a training session at UFC Green Valley. So I got to talk to him a little bit about how he got started mixed martial arts and martial arts in general, what he loves about it. So stay tuned right now. We're going to talk to him, Alessandro Ricci. Hi, everyone. We're here at UFC Green Valley, the UFC Green Valley gym, right here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Obviously, talking to Alessandro Ricci, UFC Lightweight's got a fight coming up in just a couple of days now. On the 19th, he'll actually be in Halifax, doing his thing, throwing down, man. So far, I mean, I know here's the obvious question, right? How was the camp?
The camp has been better than ever. You know, my training partners have been really pushing me, and it's been very tough. And you know, the training's always harder than the fight. That's what we do, and we put ourselves in the worst case scenarios, and you know, it allows us to you know, become better martial artists. At the end of the day, I'm training with Coach Angelo Reyes and my team, and every day I'm perfecting my craft and becoming you know, closer and closer to being to reaching my goal as being the champ. You know, that's my ultimate goal.
Right. Now, most people, you know, they don't really understand camps. They know you guys go through them. A typical day. Describe a typical day with Coach Reyes and maybe what you guys might do.
Well, we always start off with studying film. You know, we always review our training sessions in the morning. Then we go to our first training session. Depending on what's happening during the day, whether it's a technical session or a sparring session, we usually do 2 sessions a day. And when it comes close to that fight, to the day of the fight, we are simulating the actual bout, you know, itself, and we actually prepare like we are gonna fight. And when we're training, we're fighting. So you know, we train hard, diligently every single day, and you know, training with Coach, he's been really helping me bring the most out of me and get me ready for this next coming fight.
Nice. Now this will be his second bout with the UFC, correct? And from the first bout to this one now, a little bit of what you've learned, what you might be doing a little bit different, or a different mentality you might be facing going into your second fight as opposed to your first one.
Well, I'm always constantly learning from my past performances and past fights, and going into this camp, I'm much more prepared, not only physically but mentally and spiritually, because for me, that's my biggest battle, is being mentally ready. And for all of us, you know, that's the most important part of this game. It's right. It's 80% mental, 20% physical, and coming closer to that fight, making sure that this is on point. And for me as an artist, that's the most important, that confidence, that commitment, you know, stepping in that octagon with that supreme, you know, unstoppable attitude. That's what it's all about.
Now, I know you are, you know, you're a very spiritual guy. You're unlike a lot of UFC fighters I mean, you're very, very spiritual, and it's something you hold very dear. You know, how does that translate to what you do for a career as far as fighting, being spiritual and things like that? What place does that play in fighting?
Well, I'm a true believer that being a great martial artist is always it's about being a great person. They complement each other, and I find the better person I become outside of the octagon, the better I become inside the octagon, and they go hand in hand. So I'm constantly, you know, like balancing out the physical, the mental, and the spiritual part of my games to really get the best out of me. And like, you know, just who I am as a person. I'm very in tune with myself, and I'm all about self-development and self-growth and constantly evolving and reinventing myself in a positive way, so I could become an inspiration to all the other great martial artists out there and the people out there that you know, are also taking the same journey as I'm going in.
Now, obviously, you've been doing martial arts for a number of years. Lived in Thailand for a number of years doing Muay Thai in some of the hugest stadiums over there, where Muay Thai and you know, these kind of things are almost religious, you know, to this area of the world and things like that. But what first drew you to martial arts when you were young? What was that moment you were like, this is something I'm going to dedicate my life to right here?
As a young child, I always knew growing up I wanted to be a professional athlete. My parents put me in soccer, baseball, and hockey, and I really loved those sports, and I always dreamed about being in the NHL and just being an athlete. I wanted to use my body as, you know, to make my living. And yeah, it just, as I became a little bit older in my teenage years, I came across Muay Thai and I instantly fell in love with it. Unfortunately, the hockey career didn't pan out, but it happens. And you know, like now all the ex-NFLers and NHL, like you see these top athletes now, after they retire, they're getting into mixed martial arts. So I kind of did the same when I was a kid. So after my hockey career, I became a martial artist. And
at what age did you retire from hockey?
At 13.
You had a short
when
career?
I could, you know what? But at that time, if you're not in like the AAA or Junior A, if you're not in those big leagues, you're not gonna be. I found like at that time, you know, the scouts, if you're not in those leagues, you weren't gonna make it, and I kind of got discouraged, and it was heartbreaking at the time. But hey, everything happens for a reason, and I'm truly blessed that I went through all those experiences, because I needed to have those experiences to get to where I am today. And you know, at the end of the day, I did truly live my dream, because my first fight in the UFC, I fought in the Rogers Center, or sorry, not the Rogers Center. What's the one in Vancouver Canucks? Rogers, I don't know.
Not a hockey fan.
I can't remember. But anyways, I'm like, you know, first fight in the UFC. I'm in you know, professional hockey stadium, where getting changed and ready in the Vancouver Canucks change room, and it felt like, you know what, I did achieve my goal as becoming a professional hockey player.
Was that your kind of surreal moment? That you're like, you're welcome to the UFC kind of moment?
Definitely. When I walked into that stadium and went into the change room, I was like, damn, I feel like I made it to the NHL, which, you know, the UFC is the highest stage for our combat sports. Right. And it's a true honor for me to be competing at the highest level. And now that I have this stage, it's my time to really put it all out there and show the world what I'm capable of doing.
Now, you know, the fight coming up, man, Sunday, you know, best of luck to you first off. How do you see it playing out, man? What's that walkout? Describe that moment where you break those curtains, you come out of that locker room, a changed man, ready to go out there and do war. Describe, you know, kind of walk us through that a little bit for you.
It's all about, you know, all the hard work is already done. You know, the training is the hard part. You see my eye, you know, my training partners, they beat me up every single day. They're pushing me to my limits, because that's what this sport is all about. It's testing ourselves, testing our body, our mind, our spirit. And that's what gives me the confidence when I walk out into that octagon. It's like I feel at peace. I feel calm, collective, and focused on the task at hand. When I step into that octagon, I feel free, like a bird. And when I go in there, I just give it all I got, because I got that one moment. It's my one opportunity to really shine and let my true spirit show.
There you have it, man. Well, I know if you want positivity, you want inspiration, you just want to follow somebody that's really cool, you got to follow this guy. If they want to follow you Instagram, Twitter, where can they find you?
You can check me out at Alex Ricci MMA on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And yeah, give me a follow, and I would love to share my journey with everybody.
There you go. Well, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
And there you have it. Alessandro Ricci, man. What I'm telling you, you'll never meet a nicer guy. You know, you really won't. Especially for what what he does.
He might
what you guys do.
Yeah, he might actually be the nicest Canadian, and that's saying a lot.
That's saying something. Yeah, he's the nicest Canadian. He kicks people in the face, and I hear him go, "Oh, sorry about that." It's just nice.
Sorry, a boot.
All right, we're gonna go when we come back from break. We're gonna talk to the coach.